Sometimes them jazz versions be sounding better than the original, don't they? What's up, man? What's going on? This is your boy Sub Zero 3639, giving you guys another installment, my first installment of the year 2014. Oh my God, 2014. I'm sorry, it's 2021. Dang, I'm stuck in a time warp. Um, thank you. So, what I want to do right here, guys, in this video is just really come on here and talk about, trying to really change who you are as a person. I see a lot of people making content about changing. What's up, Stacy? Changing our lives, changing our circumstances, situations, different things like that. Guys, this is something that takes a lot of effort and focus and dedication. A lot of people just don't aren't able to do. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's why you hear people say, like Jay Z said, "You was who you was before you got here." Like basically, you can't change, which I disagree. I've changed in a lot of areas in my life. I've changed tremendously. I think from my early years to now. Life is about progression. Life is about growth. Life is about not making the same choices. And I think life is about trying to obtain as much wisdom as you can. In fact, I think that is the quest, especially as a man. We as men have no option. We should always be on a thirst for knowledge, always on a thirst for wisdom, always on a thirst for dare I say resources, empowerment. That's something that you should always have your every day you get out the bed, that should be your focus. Not just punching the clock, not just, going to work and coming home and getting a beer. If that's your focus, you half-assing it through life. You know what I'm saying? I'm competing with Boyce. Okay. I hadn't seen Boyce. I forgot he did videos. I ain't seen his stuff in my timeline in a minute in my feed. I guess I've been watching a lot of other stuff. But life is about growth, man. I mean, man, what I'm doing right now is trying to juggle my time between learning two and three different things. I'm always learning something. You know, and I'm not trying to say this to sound to brag or whatever. I still when you really, what's they say, the beginning of wisdom is to know that you know nothing, right? Like when you start understanding stuff, you like, because I'm learning how, I'm reading this, I'm about to try to take the written test for the pilot's license and stuff like that. And I'm starting to realize what I don't know, how much I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm just at a point in life where I just feel like, man, as I start to learn this stuff, I'm saying like, man, there's such a vast world out there that we as Black people, as African Americans, never get exposed to a lot of times. A lot of times we go through life living within a certain, mentality, time frame, um, time zone, so to speak, thinking a certain way. We don't think globally. A lot of times, guys, when you going through life, man, you need to understand that, you know, you're gonna be dealt a lot of shortcomings in life, man. That's just it happens. My dad, God rest his soul, did not leave me a trust fund with $1 million in it. It would have been easy for him to set it up and not touch it back in the 70s. And by now, because he was making the money, and by now I'd at least had something, a few $100,000 by now. I'm not mad about that. I'm not. I still love my dad. That's the way love works. You know what I'm saying? Mom too. But the thing is, guys, I thought about that. I said, you know what? When my son is my age, I don't want him feeling like, well, my dad didn't leave me nothing. I put him some money aside and I hadn't touched it. I've left it there, and that's something I've done. And we're not gonna touch it. Me and his mom. Every month we dropping $50 a piece in it. You know what I'm saying? And we just gonna keep going, keep going, keep going. Because by the time he's 25, 30, I want him to be able to pull out 10% if he want to buy a house or whatever. That's what he can do. But he only pulling out 10%. That's what I'm gonna tell him. If not, I'm gonna get a trust to manage it. I've talked about this a few times on my channel, but what I want to really talk about in this video is goal setting. Um, Guys, when it comes to goal setting, man, let me tell you something. I saw a guy say this, and I'm gonna play a motivational video. Y'all know I'm a motivational type guy. I love all I love Les Brown. Les Brown's my favorite. Him, Zig Ziglar, uh, Jim Rohn. Those are my guys, man. That's who I really like to listen to. TD Jakes. I love his stuff when he's talking about business and stuff. I love to listen to the dude. Dude gets it in. He really does. Miles Monroe, you know, Myron Golden. These are real business oriented preachers, stuff like that. But let me get into the whole subject of goal setting. Um, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Goal setting is something that you should probably do in a certain way. Like I believe that goals should be you have to write them down. I'm getting into this. This is new stuff. I never wrote stuff down. I just wanted it. But I always feel like now, like, dang, what if I wrote stuff down? So right now I'm sitting here looking at my goals that I wrote down last year, like last month, a couple of weeks ago. I wrote down my goals. I wrote down what I want out of life. Specifically, I wrote down what type of jet. I wrote down cars. I mean, literally, Ferrari Modena, Ferrari F360, Lamborghini Huracan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Lamborghini Aventura, whatever. I want a Urus truck, Lamborghini. I want an Aston Martin DB9 convertible. Like I got specific. You know what I'm saying? I got the house. I already bought the plans to my house. It's in my closet downstairs. I already got the basement. I can see that house. I already know the floor plan. I got it mapped out in my mind, memorized. I have a balcony overlooking a bar. Like I look, man. That's what my bedroom walks off to, a balcony overlooking a bar downstairs in the backyard. I already see how my house gonna look. This is how I set goals. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm trying to manifest in reality. You know what I'm saying? I have business goals. I try to keep those to myself. I got talk about getting my pilot's license. Pay off a few things I want to pay off. How much cash I want in the bank. You know what I'm saying? I put down how much I want in the bank, liquid. Um, I put it spread out over 10 banks. I want the banks calling me, begging me to get them money, begging me to give me money. And I know people like that. I've actually been around people that had that type of money. Mr. God rest his soul, Greg Calhoun, the grocery store guy that was on the BE 100. He would have $500,000 in one bank. I knew specifically. He had like $500,000 in there, and he got treated differently. They gave him a whole different type of service. Banks treat you different when you got that kind of money. So I was building my mom's house. What type of house I want to build her? I want to own 10 200 unit or more apartment complexes. So I got specific. You see what I'm saying? These are things that I want. You know what I'm saying? I want a bunch of Airbnbs. I put 10 actually for Airbnbs. I want a beach house in Florida, 2,500 square feet, waterfront. You know what I'm saying? So this that has a dock in the back that you can ride a yacht up to. I want a yacht, $3 million yacht. Like this is the type of stuff you're like, God dang, man, you want it all, don't you? Like you want it all, don't you? Like, yeah, I do. You know, I don't even think that's all. Bro, what I just described is not even a lot to me, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, I want to. I guess I'm making this video to challenge people mentally. What are you reaching for this year? What are you striving for? I know every year in January, everybody make these New Year's resolutions, and they say, "Well, this year I'm going da 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 da." Right? I know COVID kind of threw a monkey wrench in some of my stuff that I wanted to do this year. It really did. One of the things it did was it stopped me from competing because I would probably say I'm probably not too far from getting on the stage now, probably, but I'm gonna wait, make sure everybody's still competing. I'm waiting on them to reset their calendars, and I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna set a date. I'm gonna pay the money, and I'm gonna get my ass in the show. And then if I know if I pay that money for that show, I'm gonna hit that treadmill and do the type of cardio I need to do to get the shit like where I need to get, because I ain't getting on no stage looking flat. That shit ain't finna happen. It is not gonna happen. Now, am I gonna win? Probably not, because motherfuckers is on all types of shit. And I'm not prepared to take that type of stuff to get on the stage. You know what I'm saying? One thing I want to do is I want to, you know, it's just a lot of things I want to do, man. Like for one, what I also want to do is grow my business. I've actually spent today doing videos. I actually did some videos today, and I've actually been able to get the videos prepared. I'm gonna start doing a sales funnel consultation sales funnel where people can come in and book a consultation, and we can talk about your career as far as where you want to go in your career as an IT developer. If that's something you really want to get into, then you'll be able to click the link and book a consultation. I'll do every day from four to 5 o'clock. 10-minute consultations, 6 of them, and 5 minute you consult. However, 10 to 5 minute slots, 5 to 10 minute slots, talking to people. I got plans, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I wake up in the morning, I'm excited. I'm hopeful about my future. And no matter what happens, guys, I always know that in the back of my mind, I've built something or I have something on the horizon. This is not all I'm doing. I'm not just talk about my business. I got one other thing I'm doing, which is trading, which I have not talked about, but I've been trading consistently for the last 6 weeks. I'm winning about 70, right at 70%, 75% of the time. But not, I'm doing binary options. I'm not doing Forex. I'm just going to stay consistent. I'm not going to overtrade. I traded today for about an hour and I stopped. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. I didn't go and trade ridiculously. I'm not going to get so caught into, well, where am I going to be? Because today I only got I went live actually last week because I was trading paper for about a month. I went live last week, and right now I'm just at 270. I only had $250 in there. Right now I'm at like 275, $278. That's where I'm at today. You know what I'm saying? I was only at 260 today, but I had a good day. I went ahead and traded, and I took my lot size up. I took my trade size up from $1 to $2. I'm still not even trading 1% of my account. And I'm not gonna keep trading. What I'm not gonna do is keep trading and then going and martingale and taking the amount up and doing. I don't do that. And so I actually joined the iMarkets Live, I am Academy, and I joined it for the knowledge. The guy Matty Pips, which I hadn't talked about. I've never talked about that on this channel, but I figured, what the hell, Matty Pips. I've been watching this guy. I watched this guy make $1 million in like an hour. So I was like, oh hell, no. I gotta. And so my brother gave me his account. I logged into it, watched it, and I liked what I saw. I thought it was quality content. I see a lot of people on the internet. dogging I Am Academy and saying a lot of bad things about it. But I'm gonna tell you something. This is what I really feel. I'm not a network marketer. I'm not even trying to put my link out for y'all to join. Really. You want to join? Email me. If you really want to join, email me sub03639. But I'm not gonna put the link for you to try to join. I'm not even gonna turn my channel into one of those types of channels. The reason I respect it is because I've spent thousands of dollars with other people. I spent money with all types of people, and they all teach the same stuff pretty much. A lot of it, you like, no, some people are better than others. Yes, some are better than others, but for the most part, I Am Academy, they have this guy, this Dr. Josh, or whatever his name. That guy's actually a damn good trader. I actually listen to him, and then I go listen to this guy Hunter FX on YouTube. He's pretty solid. He says the same stuff. Now Hunter probably has a different system because he's a forex guy, and whereas Dr. Josh is binary options. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. Some people don't like binary options, but I'm not trying to get off in a tangent. The point I'm trying to make is when it gets down to it, trading is something I want to become proficient at this year. So I'm just gonna keep trading to the beginning to the end of the year. Try to control my emotions. And the way I do that is just trading $1 to $2 a trade. That's it. If I make, like today I went, what did I go today? 13 and 4. What is it? 13 and 3? I think I went 13 and 3 today. Yeah, 13 and 3. So, man, I did all right. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at, you know. But I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Debt is something that we want to get into. You want to pay your debt off this year because right now in this economy, you don't know what's gonna happen. We don't know how things are gonna go down the pipe in the future. Who's gonna be president? We don't. They about to blow the shit. About to blow up this week. We don't know who's gonna do what. We don't know. And so right now, where I'm at, people, is I'm trying to understand what it is I need to do to prepare to protect my family, to protect my son, to protect everybody that I love. And you need to be doing the same. If you're not earning a higher income, reach out to me, sub03639 at gmail.com. I encourage you guys to take my class. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to encourage you guys to take my class. I've been saying it over and over and over. You need to take the class. These are the testimonials. These are people that have signed up. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my students giving a real in live testimonies. I got frequently asked questions. You know what I'm saying? This is what I teach. You know what I'm saying? So this is my class. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm developing. I haven't really launched this yet, but I just wanted to show it to y'all because of that. I'm real serious about this. Now, that what you just saw cost me a lot of damn money, but I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna quit. I don't give a damn if I have to keep just dropping money in it forever and ever. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm going to figure this thing out. And the reason I'm excited about figuring it out, guys, is because I'm gonna explain something to you, especially as the brothers. I'm really kind of talking to the brothers because you know in life, man, especially young people. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. You want a life that's not gonna succeed. Be frivolous with your time. You want a life of failure. Be waste your damn thanks regular. Waste your time. You know what I'm saying? Waste your time. Yeah, trading travel's a solid course. I ain't got nothing bad to say about that girl course. It's solid. I didn't like the way she taught it, but it's solid. It's a solid course. Ain't got nothing bad to say. If you frivolous with your time, man, life is gonna happen to you. You're not gonna happen to life. And what I mean by that is, if you're frivolous with your time, you want to see failure. Just have your life go through life without a plan. Go through life not having figured out every day, what am I gonna do? Am I moving in the right direction? Those are questions that you should be asking yourself. When I played basketball and I was working on my game as a kid, I remember asking myself questions. I would do an inventory. Did I do this right? Did I do that right? As much as I could, I would even try to get people to videotape me playing basketball because what I wanted to do was watch the flaws, watch what I did wrong. If you don't have your mind dedicated to excellence in what it is that you do in whatever it is you're trying to do, if you're not dedicated to it, you only stretching out the amount of time it's going to take you. And I'm going to be straight up and tell y'all the truth. I've not always been the most focused person in my life. I haven't. I've always been ambitious. I've always wanted things out of life. But I didn't do everything I was supposed to. I didn't write stuff out like I should. I never what else? I fucked up my credit. I'm telling you the truth. I fucked up my credit doing dumb shit with my credit, getting credit cards, buying clothes, taking trips, doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up my credit. You know what I'm saying? Didn't have good tax returns, didn't have my paperwork together. Couldn't go in the bank and borrow money. I'm in business and couldn't borrow money because I didn't have no damn tax returns. Too dumb to, well, I ain't gonna say dumb, uneducated, ignorant about the process, and afraid to go file them taxes because I'm thinking, man, I ain't paid no taxes, so man, I'm gonna have to pay the government. Da 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 da. Yeah, but if you get your credit straight and you got a good tax return, you can go in the bank and borrow money. So fix your credit, and if you get your credit over 650, go in there, pull your damn tax returns. Not knowing that back then when I was trying to do this, that I didn't even need to actually file the damn tax returns. I didn't know nothing like that. And you still can do that with businesses, by the way. Just so you know, you can go in the bank with a business account and not having filed those actually with the IRS. But you didn't hear that from me. They changed it after I think the housing bubble for people coming in there with fake stated income, and they got rid of that. But it's not. It's still like that for business. They got a lot of programs for businesses. Um, okay, T. Crawford, I see you back in there. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Life is not given to people that don't plan, man. Life is. Let me tell you something. You could have the most talented person in the world. I'm talking about you could be skilled. You could be the best basketball player in the world. You could be sick, right? And you ever wonder why all these dudes get to the NBA and they just fizzle out? You ever notice that? And you ever notice how people, and I love Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton. I hate to do this to my boy, but I'm gonna use him as an example. Cam Newton, right? Cam Newton has always been big, strong, freakishly fast, just a super athlete, right? Like every guy I know that I talked to in the NFL said, man, that nigga is like hell to try to play against, right? Cam Newton refused throughout his career to do the little things. Michael Vick refused throughout his career to do the little things that would have made him the greatest football player to ever play the damn game. Mike Vick would have been the greatest. Mike Vick, there was no flaws in his game at all as far as what he could do. The only thing that stopped him was accuracy, his pocket, his passing ability. But and even that, if he halfway the years that he even moderately tried to work on that, he was shit. His numbers were like video game numbers. It was like playing Tecmo Bowl back in the day with Mike Vick. You know what I'm saying? Where they used to have Bo Jackson on there, but that's what I'm saying. So the point I'm trying to make is when it comes to being a ball player, when it comes to being any type of athlete at all, you take a guy who has no athleticism, but he has a plan. He's disciplined. Usually, talent will lose. Usually, I know you're like, nah, that ain't the case. I know guys are just so talented. Yeah, they'll be so talented in high school. They'll be so talented in college. And they'll get their ass to the NBA and you'll forget about it. We see it all the time. I've seen dudes. One thing about basketball, man, every year they one and done. They got these top 5 picks. Niggas ain't doing shit when they get to the league. The people that really turn out to be ball players be like the damn 22nd pick. And you be like, damn, how this dude turned out to be a ball player and this guy didn't? Work ethic. I know Coach Schilling, Coach Ed Schilling. I actually worked with him one summer when I was at Rice Stuff. And he told me, he said, man, he told me about Ed O'Bannon. He said Ed O'Bannon, which is one of the O'Bannon brothers out of UCLA, he said that he did not have a work ethic. He told me Tracy McGrady did not have a work ethic. He said Tracy McGrady is probably the most talented player he ever saw naturally, just genetically, just the most freakishly gifted athlete you have ever seen. Kobe was not. People think Kobe was gifted, but Kobe wasn't the most gifted player to come. Neither was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was one of the most gifted. Michael Jordan had over 50, almost a 50 inch vertical. Michael Jordan was a freakish athlete, and he had a work ethic, which is why they call him the greatest of all time. Whereas a person like Kobe, is in that conversation of greatest of all time, but Kobe bust his ass. If you listen to Kobe in a lot of these speeches he was after he retired, you saw his mentality, the way he approached it. I remember one time he said, "Yeah, I'll wake up in the morning in the off season at like 4 o'clock. I'll go in the gym. I'll work out to about 7 o'clock. Go in the house, fix breakfast for." Now he done put in 2 and 3 hours at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? I'll go fix breakfast, take the girls where they gotta go, do whatever I gotta do. 10 o'clock, I'm back in the gym. I'll go to 12 o'clock, rest. I'm back, I'll rest for a couple hours, go back at it at 3 o'clock. And by, he said, I go home, fix dinner, da 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 da. He said by 8 o'clock, 8:30, I'm back in the gym again for about 2 hours. 10 o'clock, I go to bed and I do it again. Kobe said this over time. This is what he said. He said over time, what this would do is there were guys that were working out in the summer. He said their schedule would be like, okay, they'll go to sleep, wake up about 9, 8:30, 9 o'clock, get in the gym about 10, work out to about 1, 12:30, 1 o'clock, rest. Then they might play a little pickup at about 12 o'clock. About 5, 6 o'clock. They through for the day. He said, so I'm working twice as hard as the next guy. He said, and I don't care how good a guy is. He said, over time, the more I worked on my footwork, the more work I put in, you start seeing separation in talent level and skill level, not talent, skill. You start seeing a separation in skill level between people when they put the time in, because Kobe had a plan. Kobe mapped his shit out. He mapped his whole damn career out. What did Michael Jordan say? He said, man, Kobe has to call me. It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning. Kobe in the gym working out and to call me middle of the damn workout asking me about a fadeaway. Like he got on his nerves, but then he understood that the kid wanted to be great. And guys, let me say something. That's why I like Kobe, because I understood he wanted to be great, and I understood what he was willing to do, the work ethic that he was willing to put in to be great. Not free agency, but work ethic. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Which is why he's one of my favorite players. He's actually my second favorite. You know what I'm saying? And so he put the work in. That was why I respect Kobe. And you see the difference in guys like Tracy McGrady, who, guys, as good as Tracy McGrady was, Tracy McGrady didn't even work on his game like that. He just played pickup. As good as Steven Jackson was, Steven Jackson didn't really work on his game. What he thought was working on his game was just playing pickup. Steven Jackson was just a tall black basketball player that was just good. But you could take a guy, I'm going to tell you one of the most talented guys that ever come through the league. Don't nobody know. A guy by the name of Corey Maggette out of Duke University. Corey Maggette was one of the most athletically gifted ball players that ever come through Duke University. Yet, nobody knows who he is in the NBA. Work ethic. Work ethic. That's what separates great from just mediocre. When it comes to having a goal, when it comes to trying to do anything, guys, don't wait. Go for it. That's why I titled this video, anything worth doing is worth doing badly until you figure it out. Because a lot of times in life, you're not going to see all the answers. All the red lights aren't going to be green for the next 10 miles. So you're going to have to figure out detours and ways to go around. You have to go through traffic. You have to go through certain things, potholes, your flat tires, but you got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? I've been working on my business for 3 years now. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep working until I figure one day this shit going to blow. It's going to blow for real. And I'm going to really be successful with it. I believe that. But that being said, I'm prepared to put in another 2-3 years if I have to I got a long-term approach. It can blow next month or it can blow next year for all I care. But I'm not stopping. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do to be successful. I wonder if you guys are willing to do the same thing as far as whatever your goals and aspirations are. Are you willing to put the time in? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to take the long course, the course that you spend hundreds of dollars that you probably need to take, but you don't want to spend the money? You're like, damn, I don't want to come up off this money. But you need it. Accounting. You need an accountant. You don't want to hire an accountant. You want to do your own shit. But guess what? The people that hire accountants are the people that get loans. I'm being straight up. Straight up. When you need your paperwork and shit together, you might have to spend $2,000-3,000 with an accountant. I got one in mind right now who I'm talking about, who I'm finna spend that money with. It'll probably be about another 6 weeks, but I'm damn sure gonna get her the money because I talked to her. She's gonna go through all my shit, figure it out for me, and structure it and organize my shit. Because if you organize your paperwork and you got good shit when you walk in the bank, now you know where you stand and what it is you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you like this, man. A lot of stuff that's going on right now is wide open, bro. It is wide freaking open, man. Like the economy is wide open. As much as I'm an optimist by nature. You know, I see things going down the pipe, coming down the pipe with this country that may or may not be. You may not always have these opportunities that you have, guys. You may not. Like China, they tell me they don't know what Jack Ma is, the guy that founded Alibaba. They ain't seen him since Halloween. His ass has just been ghosted because he dared to say something about the CCP over in China. So everybody's not enjoying the freedoms that you have. Now, if I'm a billionaire, I don't even live in America no more. I mean, live in China. If I was him, I'd get the hell out of there. I'd denounce my damn citizenship. Ain't no way in hell. I would never go back to China. Because you can't, if you're not free to be the man you really are, why would you stay there? I wouldn't. I would leave. Now they can say what they want. They can try to hold my funds. I would transfer all my money over to American banks and get the hell off from over there and try to buy my own citizenship. You know, what would I consider the limit? Should you get an accountant if you make a certain amount of money? What would you consider the limit? I'm gonna be honest with you. You need an accountant when you ain't making as much because it's actually probably cheaper. When you ain't got a bunch of paperwork that they got to go do forensic accounting through. When you ain't got account shit, you got to pull your statements from 5 years and go give it. When you ain't got to do that and you just give it to them straight out raw. Okay, this is my taxes. I mean, this is just what I made last year. You probably already got an accountant that do your taxes. That's cool. But when you talking about business accounting is different. You need something. You need a tax attorney that understands and specializes in that. I'm gonna tell you the best way, not tax attorney, accountant, to do that. And the best way to do that is go to DaveRamsey.com, ELP endorsed local provider. Find you one of them because they're very good at. I found a guy by the name of Robert Vogel. He was in Montgomery and he was a monster. He had my paperwork so good. He had my paperwork together, man. He really did. He did my stuff back in like 05, 06. I mean, he had my paperwork immaculate. And I was like, wow, like he had everything so good. I went in the bank, borrowing money wasn't the problem. You know what I'm saying? But it took me having to figure that out. I avoided it. I even avoided paying taxes. I didn't want to pay taxes. I finally said, my homeboy was like, look, man, you got to have tax returns. You got to. So I went ahead and filed them. You know, and when I did, that was the best move I ever made because what it did was it cleared me up to be able to go and borrow money legitimately. I had everything they were asking me for. I need 2 years tax returns. We're going to pull your credit. I need the income statement. I need this. I need that. I said, okay, I got all that. Boom. Because he had already done it for me. Balance sheet. That's what you need. You could do it. You could go and figure it out, but he's an accountant. He does that professionally. He got software and shit like that that'll print that shit out. Plus, he has relationships. Well, the one I talked to had relationships. So he called a guy over at Max at the bank I went in and told him, hey, man, I'm sending one of my guys over there. I went directly into the commercial lending department with my paperwork, with my suit on. Walked in there and shook the guy's hand. Hey, how you know Rob? Oh, yeah, We started talking about Dave Ramsey. Next thing I know, he's okay. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do the deal. I was like, damn. So this is it. Let me explain something to you, man. Having a plan. See, that was the beauty. I didn't even know you called me. Shoot, my phone ain't up here. Must be downstairs. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you got a plan, guys, sometimes, man, you'd be surprised how shit will come together for you. That's why you don't hear me talk about racism all the time. Because I think we focus too much, especially as black men, on racism, white supremacy, That's why I'm not one of the ones that's so captivated and always so motivated by people and that want to talk about police brutality and systemic oppression and no. You ain't gonna be talking about no systemic oppression when your ass get your paperwork together and you got your shit together. You just won't, because what's gonna happen is then you'll start realizing, damn, I got a 620, man. I need 30 points on my credit. That's what's stopping me from being able to borrow money. That's what's stopping me from being able to start this business or being able to do whatever. Now, I wouldn't borrow money to start a business. I just would. But that's what's stopping me from. You want to have a business. Let me tell you something. One of the things you want to do, that's why I said what I said in this video. Anything worth doing is worth doing badly until you figure it out. Guys, if you got a business, start that bitch with whatever you got. Start it now. Don't wait. Don't go to no bank trying to borrow no damn money. Because first of all, a smart bank ain't gonna lend you money for that anyway. So start with what you got. Whatever you have, guys, be able to have a proof of concept. Be able to show revenue coming into that business legitimately. Then you borrow money based on how much revenue you're generating. And why would you borrow money in the first place if you don't need to? And a lot of times in business, what you'll realize is a lot of times you'll be able to get angel investors and other people that want you to get, you know what I'm saying? He was poisoned and died. Really? Well, he's not missing. He was poisoned and died. His name is Lin Key. Okay. And China's getting rid of billionaires. There was another one that's missing too. Yeah, they killing off all the billionaires over there. Let me tell you something. You do not want to live up under a communist regime. You just don't. You do not want to live under socialism. You do not want to live under communist regimes as sure as I'm sitting here. You want to talk about freedoms that you've taken for granted? Take your ass to China. Some of the stuff I could go off and dog Kamala Harris out and talk about her like a dog. Try that over in China. But we all know that. We know. Well, a lot of us don't know. But I want to try to end this video. I really want to talk about being. I'm gonna play Les Brown because he went through some stuff, man. I'm gonna show y'all what he did. Les Brown is my boy. So let me go ahead and play his stuff.
I was born in Miami, Florida, in an area called Liberty City, in an abandoned building on a hard linoleum floor with my twin brother. We were 6 weeks of age. We were adopted. When I was in 5th grade, I was identified as EMR, labeled educable, mentally retarded. Put back from the 5th grade into the 4th grade and stayed in that category until I got out of high school. I don't have any college training, but I met a high school teacher who one day changed my life. I was waiting on another student, and when he came in, he said to me, "Young man, go to the board and write what I'm about to tell you." And I said, I can't do that, sir. He said, "Why not?" I said, "I'm not one of your students." He said, "It doesn't matter. Follow my directions now." I said, "I can't do that, sir." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Because I'm educable, mentally retarded." And he came from behind his desk and he looked at me. He said, "Don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality." And I remember this high school teacher, Mr. Leroy Washington, at the end of school one June, it was just a few days before we were supposed to leave. And I just got my report card. And it indicated that I'd failed history and I'd failed English and I would have to go to summer school. And I was feeling within myself that I was a failure, that I'm slower than most people in getting paperwork. And I was feeling down on myself and very negative. And Mr. Washington was giving a speech to the graduating seniors, and I was in 11th grade. And even though I wasn't supposed to be in there, I went in there because the speech he was giving, that speech was for me. And as he talked, my heart began to beat fast. Tears began to run by my eyes, and I was in the back just listening to him because he said, And he was a very dramatic man. I still talk to him to this day. He said, as graduating seniors of Booker T. Washington High School, I want you to know that you're blessed and highly favored, and that as you go toward the future, begin to know that you have greatness within you. And if just one of you here begin to envision yourselves as being blessed and highly favored to reach your goals, if just one of you capture the essence of what that means, that you have greatness within you and a responsibility to manifest that greatness, that you can make your parents proud, you can make your school proud, you can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. And the students gave him a rousing standing ovation. And as he left the auditorium, I ran down the steps and I caught him in the parking lot. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, yes. I said, do you remember me, sir? He said, no. I said, my name is Leslie Brown. My mother, she works in the cafeteria here. I'm one of the twins, Leslie and Wesley. I said, Mr. Washington, but you know, I got these big dreams. You know, I like talking to people. I love people. I said, I want to work with people, and I got this dream of buying my mama a home. Could I do that, Mr. Washington? He said, it's possible, Mr. Brown. And as he walked away, I called him again. I said, Mr. Washington? He said, what do you want now? I said, I'm the one, sir. I said, I'm the one. You remember me, sir. I'm Miss Mamie Brown's boy. I'm the one. I'm the one. But the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you that some of you already know that it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. It was hard when just over 3 years ago in the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, where I was operating my business, and I fell on some hard times, and I was sleeping in my office. It was hard coming into the lobby, and the security said, excuse me, Mr. Brown, can we see you for a moment? And I said, yes. And I walked up to the counter, and he gave me an envelope. And he said, would you mind reading it here? And I opened the envelope, and the envelope was from management that said, this is an office tower. It's not a hotel. Please do not sleep in your office. And I said, excuse me, sir. I said, I just work long hours in creating my business. I'm an entrepreneur. And right now, things are bad for me. But they're not going to be this way always. And I just asked for the opportunity to continue to operate like I'm doing. I'm not trying to make this my home. And it was hard coming through the lobby. And sometimes they would laugh. There's a guy talking about becoming successful. And look at him. He's bathing in the bathroom upstairs on the 21st floor. He sleeps on the floor. Him and 2 other dreamers up there. Look at him. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen, coming to speak to people. And I was facing financial difficulties in my own life. I was behind on my bills and my dreams. And I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. It was hard, ladies and gentlemen. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself. I said, God, why is this happening to me? I'm just trying to take care of my children and my mother. I'm not trying to steal or rob from anybody. Why did this have to happen to me? It's not going to be easy. It was hard laying on the floor of the Penobscot building, looking out of the window, daydreaming, saying, Les, can you do this? Can you make this happen? I used to listen to tapes day in and day out about See You at the Top, my great friend Zig and Dennis Waitley and different other motivational speakers and Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Dexter saying, don't let nobody steal your dream. I used to ask myself, can I do this? And something said within me, you're the one. It was very hard. And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. No one could have convinced me by holding on, by continuing to push forward, by continuing to run toward my dream, that one day I would have my own talk show. It's a long shot, ladies and gentlemen, from Liberty City, an abandoned building on a floor. Never knowing my mother or father. It's a long shot. Being here with you today in this dome in Atlanta, it's a long shot. No college training, labeled educable, mentally retarded, but I kept running toward my dream.
Yeah, Les is one of my favorites all time, guys. I love Les Brown. I always listen to him. Guys, if you don't do anything, if you don't give yourself any goals this year, one goal you should at least do is just say, man, I'm gonna try once a day to listen to something positive and motivational. I would advise you, if you don't do that, at least read the book of Proverbs, read Ecclesiastes, just read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Just read that. Colossians, Ephesians, Galatians, Philippians. You know what I'm saying? Read those books. They're real uplifting, encouraging books. But I would advise you guys, whatever you want out of life, man, whatever you're trying to do, you need to have a plan. And if you're a man, if you're a brother, and you out here trying to go through life and you half-assing it and you really don't have a plan, you just going through life, letting life happen instead of you happening, then don't expect success. It's just like with women. You know what I'm saying? You say you want a woman, you know what women like, but you don't want to do it. Like, you don't want to study women. You got a lot of brothers that are like that. Don't want to put the time in and effort to study women, to understand women. They'll rather sit and listen to content on YouTube telling them that there's nothing wrong with you. It's her fault. It's her fault. She doesn't see you're a good man. As if she's supposed to just come and see in your heart that you're a good man. And maybe you're not really as good as you think you are. Maybe you just want to screw just like the other guy did. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's you're not some, great person as you think you are. But I want you guys to really be encouraged by hard work and dedication. I always try to push and strive and have a positive channel, not to be negative, not to have subjects going in on talking about different subjects. Sometimes I do, like the other videos I just did lately, but I do that just to vent. Really, I'm not as angry as some people think I am in my comment section. Oh my God, you're so sensitive. Like, nigga, I ain't really don't give a damn. I'm just talking about it now because that's how I talk. But that being said, sometimes, guys, you really wanna work on yourself, man. Like, as far as your body, that's number one. If somebody told you, hey man, I'm gonna give you any car you want on the lot, but that car is gonna be the only car you're gonna have for the rest of your life. How would you treat that car? I bet you'll get oil changes. You'll keep the tire pressure right. You'll keep it waxed, washed. You'll keep the engine service. You'll change the spark plugs, the wires. You'll change the air filter. You're gonna do everything that the instruction manual. If you follow the instruction manual of a car, that car will run. You can easily get 350,000 miles out of a car. You really could. What do you think your body is? It's the same thing. Your body is the same thing. It's a car that you're gonna have the rest of your life, that you don't take care of, that you are lazy, you refuse to exercise, you refuse to, at least 3 days a week, you need to be doing some exercising. You know what I'm saying? 3 days a week, you need to be running, you need to be, doing something. 3 days a week, you need to be lifting weights. You need to be, if you're gonna eat anything, fast. I do. I ate a hamburger today. I'm fasting. I ate that damn hamburger at 12:30. I ain't had nothing. I had a smoothie. I had a smoothie at 5 o'clock. But my stomach is empty now. You know what I'm saying? It's still digesting probably, but my stomach, I can tell I'm light. I don't feel weighted and bloated. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna eat nothing until tomorrow, probably about 2 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I had a protein in that shake, so I'm trying to make sure I maintain muscle. But still, I'm trying to, put time in on your body, put time in on your mind. Um, man, learn something. Guys, I'm trying to learn how to fly planes. Like that's something I never thought I even want to do. You know what I'm saying? And my brother got me on that. You know what I'm saying? So we've been talking about buying planes and stuff. I'm like, well, shoot, let me get a license and learn and know how to know what I'm doing by the time because if you want a life where you want a private plane and stuff like that, then you got to prepare and prepare yourself to be like that. So I'm saying I want a private plane. I want God to bless me. I don't even have no damn pilot license. So I need to study to get my pilot license. I need to know how to fly. I need to know what are the specs on the plane, like the carburetor and what's drag, thrust, weight, and lift. Those are four forces that affect plane. As you see, I'm studying for it. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm learning all that different stuff. Carburetor ice, which can happen at 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 80% humidity or lower. You know what I'm saying? And that's when ice build up around. So I'm studying and I'm learning all this stuff. So, I can be actually knowledgeable when it comes time for me to, because when I say I want something, next year, if God said, okay, I blessed you, now you got your plane, now you're ready. You know what I'm saying? Not only am I ready, I already got my flight time in, I already know this, I know that. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you say a woman say she want to be married. If a woman wants to be married and she fat, she need to get her ass in the gym and exercise. If you want a man, if you're a sister and you listening to this and you fat and out of shape and you talking about you want a man, can you get a man fat and out of shape? Yeah, you can. But if you really want a man, if you want a man that really want to look at you and have lust and want to have sex with you and want to make love to you every time you see, then you probably want to have your body in the best shape. Give him something to look at. Same go for women. Brothers, you know what I'm saying? If you want a woman, if you lonely, you sitting at home jacking off at night, you need a woman. So how you go, what you gonna do? You gonna get your ass in the gym for an hour straight, lift heavy, run on a treadmill. I know we hate that thing. I hate the treadmill. If you hate the treadmill, jump rope. I do 500 reps. When I'm really doing some cardio, I do that jump rope. It works wonders. It really does. Jump rope. And even if I don't have a rope, I just stand in the corner and just jump up and down like I'm jumping rope. I'll do that 500 times. And I'm talking about, man, you'd be amazed at how far your body will come just doing that for 3 days a week when you not doing the weight room. So you do the weight room 3 days, and then you other days you do 3 days of just doing 500 reps of jump rope 3 days a week. That's it. So 6 days out the week you doing something physical, even though it ain't gonna take you about like 12 minutes to do 500 reps. But it's good for you. It's good for your heart. You'll burn about 200-300 calories in the process, and you'll move. It's good for you. And you won't. And it'll be easy for you to it'll cut your blood sugar down. It's a lot of good things you get when you exercise. You know what I'm saying? Heart rate, blood pressure actually goes down over time when you keep doing it. So there's a lot of different. Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Damn, I'm up here running my mouth. Sorry about that. All right, I'm here. Can y'all hear me now? My bad. So what I was saying was cardio. A lot of times when you do cardio, and you get up in the morning early, a lot of times and go work out, what happens is it wakes up something in your brain, and so you guys should hear me now. Type of one if you hear me. So because it's a slight delay, I see y'all saying okay, good. All right. So but yeah, man, I just want to take this opportunity to really talk about goal setting, pushing on towards your dreams, not giving up, not backing down, not letting fear stop you from going after what you want in life. A lot of times we as black men stop short because we always it's so much, guys. It's a lot of what do I like to call it? Fear porn. Fear porn. Like just man, you know what, man, the system, man, white supremacy, the white man that has done this, man, systematically. See, the black woman is your enemy, and that I don't, you got all that going on, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Let's say all that is true. Where's your business plan? Did you write a business? Where's your, what is your plan? What do you want? Are you moving towards your goals? Or are you, you know, running in the victim Olympics, trying to get a gold medal? You know what I'm saying? I'm a victim. I'm the worst victim of all. I'm the most oppressed black man, the black woman, the white man. It's always something that's going to hinder me from obtaining my goals and being successful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, swimming to kick your ass. Swimming will kick your ass. Trust. Believe that shit. Believe that. That shit will wear you out, boy. But anyway, um, a lot of us, man, a lot of us as black men, sometimes it's easy for us to feel sorry for ourselves. It just is. I don't, guys, when you come on my channel, I try not to let you feel sorry for yourself because you men, we're men. And other men, we go out to compete with others, not women. We're not competing with our women. I don't. We compete with men, other men of other races. And we have to outdo them. We have to go into these places, these work environments, and outthink them. We have to go into business and outthink them. It's not always just sports. We can outthink somebody on a sport in a sport without even halfway trying. We really could. And black people, when it comes to basketball and football and shit, like, man, look, we the best. But it's just because of when it comes to, and that does take brain power. I know people say that doesn't take. It takes brain power to be able to play basketball, to be able to know where your defender is and how his body is going to react to certain moves and certain things that you do. Takes intelligence. People don't want to talk about that. They act like you can't. You can't just shut the brain off and play basketball. You can't. You have to think. You know what I'm saying? What Steph Curry did last night, that took thought. That took focus. It just does. You don't shoot 105 threes in a row and you're not focused. You just don't. That takes skill. That takes thousands of hours of beating on your craft to becoming what he did, to becoming the man that he has become as a shooter. It's just taking thousands of hours of him doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's real. So let me give y'all one more video for
a great time with my life, and I want to share it. I love living. I think that's infectious. It's something that you can't fake. Greatness is not this wonderful, esoteric, elusive, God-like feature that only the special among us will ever taste. It's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Period. It's that simple.
I know who I am, and I know what I believe.
I know who I am. I know what I believe.
That's all I need to know.
And that's all I need to know. So from there, you do what you need to do. And I think what happens is we make the situation more complex than it has to be.
Because we're looking for complexity. There's got to be something complex to understand.
It can't be that easy.
No.
We didn't grow up with the sense that where we were was where we were going to be. You know, we grew up with the sense that where we were almost didn't matter because
We were becoming.
right. Something greater.
The separation of talent and skill is one of the greatest misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams, that want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. I've never really viewed myself as particularly talented. Where I excel is ridiculous, sickening work ethic. You know, while the other guy's sleeping, I'm working. While the other guy's eating, I'm working. There's no easy way around it. No matter how talented you are, your talent is going to fail you if you're not skilled. Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't study, if you don't work really hard and dedicate yourself to being better every single day, mm-hmm. you'll never be able to communicate with people, with your artistry, the way that you want. So the only thing that I see that is distinctly different about me is I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me, you might be smarter than me, but if we get on the treadmill together, right, there's two things. You're getting off first, or I'm gonna die. It's really that simple.
One summer, his dad tore down a brick wall on the front of his business and told 12-year-old Will and his 9-year-old brother.
You might not like Will. You might not agree with some of the way he parented, the parenting skills of him and Jada, how him and his wife relationship go. But Will Smith is a freaking genius. Like, say what you will, if you really study the history of this guy, they say this guy missed like 3 questions on the ACT. This guy's a freaking genius. He's brilliant. Don't think just because somebody's an entertainer, they're stupid. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was a genius. Brilliant. You know what I'm saying? So I love listening to this guy, even, you know, and listening to his logic and stuff. He got a YouTube channel. I actually watch his stuff. Because he's a smart guy. He is. This is one of my favorite clips of his from years ago. Let me go back a little bit.
It's really that simple.
One summer, his dad tore down a brick wall on the front of his business and told 12-year-old Will and his 9-year-old brother to rebuild it, a job they said was impossible. It took them 1.5 years, but they did it.
And he said, now don't you ever tell me it's something that you can't do.
You don't try to build a wall. You don't set out to build a wall. You don't say, I'm going to build the biggest, baddest, greatest wall that's ever been built. You don't start there. You say, I'm going to lay this brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. Yeah. And you do that every single day. And soon you have a wall. Soon you have a wall.
You know, it's an idea that my grandmother always had, that if you're going to be here, then there's a necessity to make a difference. She always instilled the responsibility, the spiritual responsibility that you have to make every group you come in contact with better.
I want to do good. Yeah. I want the world to be better because I was here. I want my life, I want my work, my family, I want it to mean something. And it's like, it has, if you are not making someone else's life better, then you're wasting your time. You know, like your life will become better by making other lives better. I want to represent an idea. I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. And I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create. The first step before anybody else in the world believes it is you have to believe it. There's no reason to have a plan B because it distracts from plan A.
I think that there's a certain delusional quality that all successful people have to have. You have to believe that something different than what has happened for the last 50 million years of history. You have to believe that something different can happen.
Confucius said, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. Being realistic is the most commonly traveled road to mediocrity. Why would you be realistic? What's the point of being realistic?
Just put up a barrier.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. It's done. It's already done. The second I decide it's done, it's already done. So now we just got to wait for y'all to see.
It's unrealistic to walk in a room and flip a switch and lights come on. That's unrealistic. Fortunately, Edison didn't think so. It's unrealistic to think you're going to bend a piece of metal and fly people over an ocean in that metal. That's unrealistic. But fortunately, the Wright brothers and others didn't believe that. And it just seems like such a ridiculous idea to me to embrace the idea that it's not going to happen. That's not real.
That's why I have when I gave you guys my list of things that I want, my goals, not because of what he said, but just I've always been that guy that I get angry when motherfuckers tell me to be realistic. Stay out. Like, you want to make me angry. If I had to tell you my life story, a lot of my arguments and things that I got into it with people was because they always tried to tell me to be realistic. I would get into knockdown, drag out arguments with friends when they try to tell me to be realistic. I can't stand realistic. I can't stand it because realistic is what everybody else is doing. I don't want what everybody else got. I don't want no boring, average ass life. I don't want that. That shit boring to me. I want an exciting life. I want to be able to walk in a room and sit next to people that everybody looks up to and they looking at me like, damn, who is this dude? I want to be over in Dubai doing big shit, and I'm sitting next to shit, LeBron and Fat Joe and all. They like, oh yeah, I knew that guy. He da 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 da. And that might take me till I'm old and gray, or it might be my son's life. But damn it, it's fun. Let me tell you something. The best thing about it is the journey that it takes to get there. That is, to me, that's the most that is the juice of it to me. The excitement. How am I gonna make it to these ends? How can I figure out a way to bend the universe to my will to give me what I want? You know what I'm saying? So that is something that that shit move the blood through my veins. It does. Now it might, you might be like, well, man, sub, you ain't do this right. Or you ain't do that. You know what, you right. Shit, I'd never sit up here and talk shit like I'm Mr. Got all my shit together. Hell no. I could be way better and much further along. I could be a better manager of money. A lot of shit, man. But I ain't gonna quit. And I think I'm a lot more disciplined than others, but I'm not where I need to be. Like I save money, but I don't save like I should. I budget, but I don't budget like I should. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a comfortable ass life. I do. It's not like when I was making $8 an hour. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sick tomorrow, if I'm tired, fuck it, I go get a massage. I go pay the $70 and lay there for an hour if I feel like it. Or if I got some problems with my teeth or some shit, it's in pain. Fuck it, I go to the dentist, pay my little whatever deductible, get my shit straightened out. I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? That is a problem in life. You don't want to be comfortable, guys. So you need to be able to go to that place in life where you're uncomfortable. You uncomfortable with $8 an hour. You know what I'm saying? You uncomfortable. That's when you let me tell you something. You want to achieve some shit, make $8 an hour. When you used to making 100 and something, go back to $8 one day. That should have changed. Let me tell you something. That's what actually hurt me. When I flipped houses, I'm the living embodiment of that. I flipped houses, I made all this damn money. Housing bubble hits, and I go to making $8.50 an hour working for US Airways, which I had always wanted to work for the airlines, but I didn't want to work for them, and that's all I'm getting. I ain't got no money coming from nowhere else. I'm broke as hell. That was not the way I wanted it to happen. That was not the way I envisioned working for the United Airways, right? US Airways. So, long story short, I was miserable. I got fired, but let me tell you something. You want to talk about focus? I would be at work. They would get mad at me because I would study. I would just sit in my book studying Oracle because I was trying to be at Oracle DBA at the time. I was learning Oracle, trying to take the certification test. And I was getting $300 every 2 weeks and having to pay for the damn certification, setting aside $30 here, $40 here every check so I can even pay for the certification. It didn't fail the motherfucker. Went there and failed it twice. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Even though I failed, it put me in a situation where when I finally ran into a company and the company that I went to, you actually had to test into, which is weird. But they gave me a test. It was a SQL test. Oh, I aced it. I knew SQL. If I ain't know nothing else, I knew SQL. I might not have been able to pass the certification, but I failed it by one question. But even still, I was close enough to where they were able to get me into that program, and I was able to get trained. And here I am today. But I accomplished that. What lit that fire under me? If the housing bubble hadn't happened, I wouldn't have probably never been in IT. Which shit, I'd probably be further along than I am now. But I'm just saying, had I not went through the rough times and had I not been uncomfortable, I never would be where I am today. Being uncomfortable is probably a blessing. It's just a lot of times we look at it as being a curse, but it's really a blessing, man, when you're uncomfortable. If you're made of sterner stuff, if you're made of the right shit on the inside, man, cream gonna always rise to the top. Always. I could take you and strip you, dump your bank account out, come back in 5 years, you'll be right back where you was, if not further along. Because of discipline. Because let me tell you something, when I was broke and I was at that damn airport in Montgomery, we'll have flights every 3 hours and that's it. We'll be sitting down doing nothing. Let me tell you something. You want to talk about sitting around remembering all the money I blew? Like, damn, man, I had 100,000. I did this. I made another 50,000 off this. I did that. Damn, that was stupid. That's when my mind started waking up with all types of ideas. Your creativity wakes up when you're struggling. I was creative than a motherfucker. I was like, damn, if I just had $10,000, I could do this. I had so many ideas when I was broke. And I'm like, damn, why when I had that money, I didn't do this or didn't do that like I should have, not knowing. Life is short, man. You really need to take advantage of opportunities that are in front of you. Don't waste them, and don't let nobody tell you to be realistic. You want to slack. You want me to be ready to get in an argument with you? Tell me to be realistic. If I got friends who I can't tell what I really want out of life, because someone not really. I really don't have them type of friends no more. I used to when I was younger. I had certain friends that if I told them what I wanted, they would tell me no. They felt like they were. You know what they're doing? They thought they were protecting me. They would tell me, "Man, I just don't want you to be hurt, because you expecting something that's just not gonna happen. I want you to live in reality, and it's just not gonna happen, man. You're not gonna get this. This ain't gonna happen, man. You ever want to something deep down on the inside of me? I don't know what it is, but someone inside of me just wants to come out like, who the you know what I'm saying? Just go off, choke this shit out of them when I hear people talk like that. Man, you need to be realistic. Fuck being realistic. Oh, so I can be like everybody else and get the same results everybody else get? No, I'm good. I'm good. People would tell me you're not ready for that. Made me want to drop kick people in the mouth. Yeah, it does. It makes me angry. I can't stand people putting restrictions on me. That's why I hate all this lockdown mask. Brother, if you ain't preaching right here, God created us to be free. And if he didn't, he created me to be free. Brother, you preaching. Because that's exactly where I am with this mask shit. I'm tired of it. And I'm like, man, any virologist, I've seen so many virologists come forward like, that's not how viruses, you don't wear a mask when you're not sick. That's stupid. Yep, I was more productive when I was unemployed, worked out consistently, did all sorts of projects, and I was more consistent with saving. I'm going to tell you something funny. It wasn't a day went by when I was broke. I wasn't in the bookstore reading. I hadn't been I went yesterday. It's funny because I went and bought these books for this pilot test. I hadn't been in a bookstore in years. I don't have no reason to no more. You know what I'm saying? But that's where you want to go when you want to really get up on some game. Take your ass in that bookstore, get you a damn. I like Joe Muggs. I don't really like Starbucks. I'm a Joe Muggs kind of guy. But I got me a frappe from Joe Muggs and sit up in there, boy, caramel with the caramel in the bottom. And I sit there and run through a large frappe while I'm reading on real estate. I read a book years ago about the Cayman Islands and how to create your own bank in the Cayman Islands so that you can have your own loans and all types of shit. Oh yeah, I got off into all that. I read that in books. You know what I'm saying? Shit that you probably I done forgot about. You know what I'm saying? So let me keep going.
It's unrealistic to walk in a room and flip a switch and lights come on. That's unrealistic. Fortunately, Edison didn't think so. It's unrealistic to think you're going to bend a piece of metal and fly people over an ocean in that metal. That's unrealistic. But fortunately, the Wright brothers and others didn't believe that. And it just seems like such a ridiculous idea to me to embrace the idea that it's not going to happen. That's not real. For that to happen, as soon as you say it, now you just made that real. Our thoughts, our feelings, our dreams, our ideas are physical in the universe. That if we dream something, if we picture something, if we commit ourselves to it, that is a physical thrust towards realization that we can put into the universe. That the universe is not a thing that's going to push us around. That the world and people and situations are not something that are going to push us around. That we are going to bend the universe and command and demand that the universe become what we want it to be.
I study the patterns of the universe. There's a redemptive power that making a choice has, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide.
Man, let me tell you something. This is not, if you ain't hear nothing this man saying, this piece right here, there is power in making a choice, making a decision. Decide who you're gonna be, and then do it. Man, that's powerful right there, bro. That's deep. Let me go back. We'll go back a little bit.
A redemptive power that making a choice has, rather than feeling like you're at
demand that the universe become what we want it to be.
I study the patterns of the universe. There's a redemptive power that making a choice has, rather than feeling like you're at effect to all the things that are happening. Make a choice, right? You just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's like it's water. It wants to move and go around stuff. There's a flow of the universe that I've grown to know just how to go with it. I realized that when to have the level of success that I want to have, it's difficult to spread it out and do multiple things. It takes such a desperate, obsessive focus. You really got to focus with all of your fiber and all of your heart and all of your creativity. I'm motivated by fear.
Fear.
Fear
of what?
Fear of fear. I hate being scared to do something. And I think what developed in my early days was the attitude that I started attacking things that I was scared of.
It was Franklin Roosevelt said the only fear you have to fear is fear itself.
Absolutely.
Remember that?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can't be scared to die for the truth. The truth is the only thing that's ever going to be constant. Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something.
Not even me. All right. You got a dream. You got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
You know what's funny? That's exactly what my brother told me when I was playing basketball in the 7th grade. I never forgot it. I remember where we were, what he told me that. I never forgot. I told him when we watched that movie one day, I said, man, you know, you told me. He's like, really? I told you that? Like, yeah, you told me that. You'd be amazed what'll stick with you when somebody's speaking to your life. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Sometimes people speak into your life negatively. Give you a good example. I guarantee you right now, everybody watching this video can tell me the 5 worst things somebody's ever said to them in their lives. They can remember where they were, what they had on, what the person said, who said it, what time of day it was. When somebody told you something fucked up and said the most evil shit to you in that you've ever heard, you remember who said it and you remember why. Now do the same for the most positive things that somebody's ever said. It's harder to do that. Negativity is stronger. It just is. It's easier. It's always easy to pull down with the assistance of gravity than it is to pull up. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to pull somebody down. It's very easy. It's not as easy to pull somebody up. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get where you're coming from with that bending, make the universe stuff. I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying, Mr. Jones. I'm very careful not to subscribe to that type of thinking. I get exactly what you're saying. But I do believe that there is a quality when he's talking about the universe and stuff. Will is he into that, probably in that Scientology stuff. So they coming from a different angle. I know that. Will on some craziness. I'm not telling you that. I'm not saying that. You know, the Bible says faith without works is dead. The Bible says you have not because you ask not. The Bible has, he has the parable of the talents. And so it says, you wicked, lazy servant, you could have at least invested what I gave you. There are certain principles that you can adopt from the scriptures and apply them to your life. Me being a believer, that's what I try to do. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with you that I get what you say. I'm not even offended by that because I know exactly what Will Smith was saying when he's talking about, I'm going to demand. And look, you can't demand I know I'm wise enough to know I can't twist God on and make him do whatever he know. God, if God say I'm gonna die tomorrow, I'm gonna die. It ain't nothing. I can't make the universe stop me from it. If that's what God wanted before I was formed in the womb, he knew Sub was gonna die tomorrow. So on and so on. And then I'm gonna be dead. I'm a dead man. I'm not that foolish. But I do believe that, like God, I believe that he gave us a mind, and I believe he gave us creativity. I believe he gave us certain opportunities before us. And I think the beautiful thing and the challenge of life is the fight on the inside to master ourselves, to be able to walk upright and in victory over sin, over our lives, in all different areas of our lives, from time management to money to lust, pride, envy, greed, selfishness, to be able to channel God's word in such a way to where you could actually apply it and be successful. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So with me, I get where you're coming from with Will Smith and what I was just playing. There is some truth to that there is some new age stuff, and I know exactly what you're talking about because I know how they think. But I know he thinks like that. I don't. I like I said, what he said, the part about making a decision. I think even in scripture, the Bible says, "Choose yet this day." A lot of times making a decision that you're gonna do something has a redeeming quality. It brings confidence. It brings peace. There's peace when you make your mind up. Says where the spirit of the Lord is, there's liberty. So there's peace. There's freedom when you know this is what it's going to be. You don't have to think. You don't have to wonder. This is what it's going to be. I'm going to build this business. This is what it is. I've made my mind up. I don't have to. There's not any wavering. There's not any worrying. There's not any you know, impatient. You're not impatient. You know what I'm saying? When you walking in the will of God, that's just how it works. You know, there's truth to every lie. Otherwise, it wouldn't be accepted. Yep. All religions are bastardized, uh, bastardization of the true word of God. The problem is Christians don't read the Bible. You don't. You have not because you ask not. Good one. Good one. As a man thinketh, so he is. New Age twisted it. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. They did twist it. They did. But that's come on, man. If you go in, and I'm not trying to get into the sermon, but let's look at Revelations. What do you got? You got the unholy Trinity. You got what the enemy does is he takes what's good and righteous and twists it and creates his own remix of it. You got even in the Old Testament when you go to Genesis and you know the serpent. I'm not gonna get into what people think. There's a talking serpent. I ain't gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that. That's real. I ain't gonna go there. But the point I'm trying to make is, what did he say though? He was like, "Well, you can eat it. You know, you could. You just he just don't want you." So he twisted what he said. He twisted it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times that's where stuff comes from. It's just twisting the truth. But I agree with Mister. It is. You got to be careful. You got to be a sifter, and that's good. You doing that, Mister. Because I'm the same way when it comes to that type of stuff. But I agree with most of what he said in that video. About 95% of it, I agree with. I don't think you're gonna make the universe give you nothing. You can't do that. But I do believe you can. I believe it's okay to say bend it to your will if you look at it from the perspective of if your will is in line with God's will. If you don't, then tough. And a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you what God do, man. Just from my personal experience. You'll tell him you want something, and then he'll say, okay, how bad you want it? Show me. Faith without works is dead. Are you gonna get your credit together? You say you want a husband. Okay. Sister, you got 35% body fat. You got your gut sit out further than your ass. Are you gonna exercise? Are you gonna watch your diet? Men are visual creatures. You say that's what you want, and then you'll say something like, well, sister so-and-so got a man and she overweight. You ain't sister so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna do the things that it takes to get what you want? Are you going to do it? And you will be surprised in doing the things, you'll start realizing it ain't that God won't give it to you. A lot of times is that you yourself standing in your own way and stopping yourself from getting what you want out of life. You stopping yourself. You too prideful to want to work on your body. Sister, you don't want to go to the genome. You too prideful to work on your body, brother, because you listening to these YouTube videos telling you don't self-improve for a woman. Like, okay, people been improving their life. I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you want to work out because you want a better body for women in life, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But you listen to these people on YouTube who are on Hangouts for 8 and 9 hours, every night, and they telling you that you shouldn't do this because women is like, well, okay, well, if a man gonna be on a Hangout on a Friday night for 8, 9 hours every weekend or something, I'm not going at BGS. I'm just saying in general. If a man's gonna do that every weekend, I'm not gonna take his advice on women because he obviously don't have no damn woman. If he gonna sit up there for 9 hours every Saturday or Friday or something, so I'm just not gonna listen to him. But that's who we listening to. That's who we getting our advice from. So I'm gonna go downstairs, go lay it down. I might watch a little Daredevil. I ain't watched Daredevil in a while. I feel like watching the old school Daredevil, the season 1. Anyway, y'all have a good one, man. I'll see y'all. God bless y'all. Happy New Year. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen one more time. I'm gonna show y'all my class too. So this is my course, guys. Reach out to me if you want to get into IT development. These are my testimonials. These are my students.
Hey, I just want to take a moment out of my day to thank Sub for having such a wonderful class like Lifting the Veil. I took it a few years back. I was in the middle of transitioning from one occupation to the next, and his class really changed my life and gave me a new understanding of SQL Server databases and learning how to make my way in the tech market. I was able to get a job fairly fast, and I probably wasn't one of the most consistent in my studies. Like I said, I was transitioning from one occupation to the next, so I had somewhat of it was a distraction in a sense. I was having to leave there. I was also in school.
Great news for me and the academy. I got a job as an ETL developer with a company just outside of Sacramento, close to where I live. $50 an hour. It's a contract role, 3 months to start. But she said they typically extend everybody.
My name is Ian. I took Sub-Zero's Lifting the Veil IT Academy class. I doubled my income in 8 months. I was in the February class. I got a job in September, and I'm working remote, and I'm making $34 an hour.
Name's Lauren. Just got an offer for 74. I guess it breaks down to $1,000 a year. The job's about 15 minutes from my place. I couldn't be more happy. I'm excited.
I took the Lifting the Veil IT course. It's an excellent course. I took the course, lasted about 3-4 months. After that, I went out and did the interviews and did some additional studying for another 2 months maybe, just for additional prep. And lo and behold, I landed a new job, got a new contract offer, $50 an hour. I started in about a week and a half.
Y'all hit me up, man. If you want to learn IT, hit me up. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I'm building. And we building a community of people that are out here gonna get jobs. New class, the next class will be February 17th, which is a Wednesday. That's when class start. Yeah, thanks, man. My homeboy put it together, man. It's gonna be tight, Marvin. We working, man. Maurice, his brother got a job. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of people. That wasn't even about 10% of my damn testimonials, but I didn't want to have it up there forever. So I've been doing this for a while, man. We catching, we moving, and I wanna really take this to the next level. The more people I can put on, the better I feel. And we're gonna start offering other disciplines now. We're gonna start soon. Salesforce is probably next on the chopping block. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, Leo. Thank you, man. Thanks, James Earl Moore. Yeah. So Salesforce is coming. Python is coming. Oracle Financials is coming. And I'm gonna have everybody that's coming through the class. They take it over the course of a year. So the way I'm looking at it now is you come in and for a year you take everything, and so you might start off learning what I teach, and then by the time December come around, you done learn 5 or 6 different disciplines. So by the time you go out there, you like, well, shoot, I can get a job doing this. I can get a job doing this. You got way more choices now. So you're not just stuck with just database development, which is what I teach, which pays pretty good. But as you can see with the students, but what I'm saying is I could get you in Salesforce. I could get you in Python, which is part of databases. But I could get you in, you could be front-end developer. You could be we can get you with Oracle Financials. I can get you in the Oracle. I can get you to be a database administrator. I can get you. So you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to really bring in, what's up, NC Worker? I'm trying to bring you guys into the fold where you can knock out 5 or 6 different disciplines instead of just one discipline. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to do. Now, all my old students, they locked in. All my old students, they locked in from day one. So they going to be there. I ain't worried about them. But the new students are going to be subscription-based. That's what this website is centered around. I just hadn't went live with it yet. But it still ain't going to be but $10. It's going to be $9.60 a day. I did the math. It comes out to about $297 a month, monthly subscription. And that's for you to get you somebody live to teach you 5 days a week. So $10 to get somebody live, to get them to teach you 45 minutes to an hour a day, I think is worth it. Over the course of 3 months, by the time you finish, you'll be able to halfway hold your own. And if not, you can come back and interview later. You know what I'm saying? And retake the class. I'm going to start adding new disciplines. When I start marketing them, I'll probably start the Salesforce Like, say if I start marketing and this class just so happens to have some of those subscribers in it, I'm just gonna go and drop off in Salesforce probably about probably April. Salesforce gonna start. So that's what I'm already talked to the people. I got 2 or 3 people. Oh yeah, man, it's going down, man. It's going down. It's going down, dog. It's going down. Some of y'all, I'm gonna fuck around and teach some beasts. I'm gonna teach a juggernaut, and they gonna mess around and be head of some company, and they gonna be like, yeah, I came through lifting the veil, and you know what? This department needs 50 developers. Come bring them on. We'll do contract. That's what I'm trying to get into that too. You know what I'm saying? So it's going 50 different ways, man. We gonna grow, bro. We growing, but we gonna grow slowly. You know what I'm saying? And consistent over time. So God bless y'all, man.